Welcome into the 5'4" and Fisherman YouTube channel, everybody. On today's episode, we are out here at this big, giant, beautiful drained reservoir. We're gonna be catching a bunch of rainbow trout, cooking a bunch of delicious food. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. So we made it down here. We need to traverse all the way the heck over there. It's not gonna be very much fun. We're gonna have to traverse down this dang mountain. So slippery. Yeah, be careful. Look at this pretty little fresh waterfall. All the water that comes off the hillside there and comes down here and helps feed this river. So when it rains, this river floods really quickly because there's a bunch of these little creeks like this. All right, we've made it to the first spot here. So we got a nice little ripple up here above us. So it's holding those fish from swimming up. And back here, it's pretty deep. So we're gonna give it a couple casts here, see if we can catch something. We're just gonna be using power bait and worms is our bait. Well, there we go, guys. Look at that. That's a rainbow trout. That's the species that we are after today, and that's a pretty good one that we're going to take home with us. Look, I've never seen one like that. Look how stubby he is. That is crazy. Well, she got one. All right, that's a big beauty. Look at that. We caught a few fish at this spot, but I think it's time to move on to the next spot. So we're gonna pack up our gear here and walk down the next spot. So the reason they drain these reservoirs around here is so they can control flooding, because the valley that we live in back in the day used to 100% be underwater. So basically these are man-made reservoirs with dams all the way on the other end of them, and they control the flooding. So when we have a ton of water, it can all come down here, build up in these reservoirs, and they can control it when it goes out. That way the whole valley doesn't flood. All right, we have made it to the next spot. The spot looks beautiful here. Got the nice ripple coming down into a pool. So I think there's gonna be a bunch of trout in here. Let's see if we can catch some more really nice trout. And there we go, another gorgeous rainbow trout. Another really nice, fat, healthy rainbow trout. Look at that, guys, right in the beak. We're letting them go because we only need one for dinner. It's the perfect amount, so practice conservation. Well, I have had a lot of fun catching a bunch of fish, but I am hungry. So we're gonna set up our cook setup right here on the beach. We're gonna cook some food. On the menu for lunch today, we have two Mountain House meals here. One of them is beef stew, and the other one is rice and chicken. They're super simple and they're super nice for coming out here and going fishing because I can fit all of this in my backpack. It doesn't add a bunch of weight. I just bought a cheap little stove off Amazon, a propane bottle, one of these little cook pans, and then these free, like I think it's freeze dried. But yeah, super simple to cook, really nice for taking out on a quick adventure. Our food is heating up here, so I'm gonna let this sit here and I'm gonna go over here and try to catch a couple more fish. All right, food is done, you guys. That's what I got working with there. I chose the rice and chicken. She got the beef stew. Cheers. Yeah, warm food just hits so different when it's freezing out here and you're catching a bunch of fish and it's cold. There's nothing like a warm meal. That's why I love these Mountain House meals. They're so easy to make. Well, that meal was delicious, but I think it's time to pack up and make the hike out of here. I'm not very excited for that part. So this is super cool, and I wanted to show this to you guys really quick. So the sides of these lakes, when they're drained, you don't normally see it because a lot of lakes are full, but reservoirs drain. And it's super cool because it's just this, like it's leaves and stuff and pine needles that from all the winters have washed down. So you never know how many years this is, but it's all just leaves and pine needles and stuff. It's kind of crazy to think that what I could be touching could be 20, 30, 40, who knows, maybe more years old, because it came down from the valley up there when it floods. And there's a deer. You can tell it's a doe, because does, their paws are open like this, and bucks, they're usually like that. That hike never gets any easier out there. But we made it up here to the highway, so I'm tired, I'm sweating. I'm gonna put the camera down. Thank you guys for watching. See you on the next video.